Imagine starting your day with spilled coffee, a missed alarm, and a barrage of urgent emails. Or picture yourself getting caught in traffic when you're already late for an important meeting. In these moments, stress and frustration can feel overwhelming, like being on a boat tossed by wild waves, desperately seeking a way to steady yourself. This is where Stoicism, an ancient yet remarkably relevant philosophy, steps in. It's not about suppressing your emotions or ignoring life's problems. Instead, Stoicism offers a way to navigate these daily storms with a sense of calm and clarity. We explore 13 principles to master the art of not caring too much. These principles, drawn from the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, are more than philosophical ideals. They are practical tools for life, offering respite in our relentless world. As we embark on this journey, consider this your invitation to a Stoic awakening. These principles are pathways to individual peace and a collective compass for navigating life's storms with a steady hand and a calm heart. I urge you to watch until the end, as you never know which point will resonate with you the most. Please consider supporting us by liking and subscribing to the channel. Let's maintain our connection as individuals committed to intentional living. Now, let's begin. 1. Embrace the fact that life comes with imperfections. Acknowledge and embrace the fact that life comes with imperfections. It's part of being human to desire order and predictability. We all wish for things to make sense and go according to plan. However, inevitably challenges arise, mistakes are made, and suffering occurs. Things will never be perfect. When you expect or demand perfection from life, yourself or others, you set yourself up for constant frustration and disappointment. Instead of demanding perfection, acknowledge imperfections and direct your energy toward working with life as it is, not as you wish it to be. Respond to difficulties as they come without judgment. Show compassion for others' flaws, recognizing that we all have them, and have self-compassion for your own shortcomings. Of course, continue improving yourself each day, but do so motivated by growth, not self-flagellation over failures or setbacks along the way. Progress happens slowly, in fits and starts. Make peace with the perpetual human condition of falling short of ideals. Recognize that the desire for perfect order often stems from a need for control and certainty. Have faith that you have the inner resources to navigate life's twists and turns, even when they are painful or frightening. Let go of needing things to be otherwise. Embracing the fundamental messiness and unpredictability of life is tremendously freeing. When you stop struggling against the basic nature of reality, you gain perspective to respond wisely to events as they unfold. Flow with life's ups and downs with equanimity, acceptance, and wisdom. 2. How one perceives things influences every aspect of life. How we perceive things has a significant impact on every aspect of our lives. When something upsetting happens, it's natural to get caught up in our subjective emotional reactions, but the Stoics offer a valuable perspective. Take a step back and try to view things more objectively before reacting. When you feel your emotions intensifying, it's crucial to pause and resist the urge to vent or act while in a reactive state immediately. Instead, take a deep breath and create some mental space. Then, try to look at the situation rationally, almost as if you were an outsider observing it. Ask yourself questions like, is my response proportional to what actually happened? Or, how might this appear years from now when I look back on it? By engaging in this mental exercise, you loosen the grip of emotions over your thinking. You gain clarity by putting some distance between your subjective reaction and the objective event. This clarity allows you to choose thoughtful next steps rather than reacting rashly. Of course, it's essential to honor your emotions, but don't let them dictate your response entirely. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them, and it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now." This reminds us that we always have a choice in how we perceive situations. Even in painful events, there's an opportunity for learning and growth if you look for the upside. Ultimately, our experience depends profoundly on our chosen perspective. So, by taking a more objective view and choosing our perspective wisely, we can navigate life's challenges with greater clarity and resilience. 3. Let go of feelings of entitlement. Letting go of feelings of entitlement is crucial in navigating life with grace and resilience. It's common to feel like we deserve a particular outcome just because we strongly want or expect it. But reality often unfolds in its own way, not necessarily as we demand. When you catch yourself feeling frustrated because things aren't going as you hoped or expected, it's essential to pause and reflect. Remind yourself that nothing in life is guaranteed, and events don't always align with our hopes and desires. Release the judgment that things should be going differently and let go of the need for reality to conform to your rigid preferences. It's also vital to recognize that other people in life don't owe you anything. You aren't entitled to get what you want just because you want it. Instead of railing against a situation or feeling resentful, focus on what lies within your power. You always have control over your response, values, and how you utilize the tools currently available to you. As Epictetus wisely said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Give your full effort with equanimity, and then let go of insisting that life meet particular demands. By reducing entitled expectations, you open yourself up to greater serenity and wisdom. You can engage constructively with events as they unfold, knowing that your happiness depends only on your own character and choices. Expecting less from life doesn't mean settling for less. In fact, it often leads to a more fulfilling life because you're less focused on external outcomes and more focused on your internal growth and development. So, by letting go of entitlement, you can find greater peace and contentment in life, knowing that fulfillment comes from within, not from external circumstances. 4. Practice careful discernment when making judgments. Practicing careful discernment when making judgments is essential for fostering understanding and compassion in our interactions with others. It's all too easy to criticize and pass judgment on someone else's mistakes or weaknesses. Still, often, harsh judgment says more about our own insecurities, arrogance, or pettiness than it does about the person we're judging. Before jumping to negative conclusions about someone, take a moment to pause and reflect on your own motives. Ask yourself if your judgment stems from a place of insecurity or personal bias. Consider whether the perceived flaw or mistake is genuinely significant or merely a matter of personal taste. Moreover, try to understand the context behind the person's actions. Could cultural differences be contributing to a misunderstanding? Remember, hurt people often unintentionally hurt others. Withhold judgment until you've considered the situation from their perspective. Reserve criticism for issues that involve genuine injustice, cruelty, or harm. Even then, aim to understand why someone might act in a certain way rather than simply condemning them. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil." Maintaining tolerance and compassion, even in the face of difficult behavior, is key. While it's important to offer constructive feedback when it can genuinely help someone improve, avoid fixating on minor imperfections or matters of subjective opinion. Instead, focus on nurturing growth in others by emphasizing their potential rather than dwelling on their flaws. By practicing discernment and compassion in our judgments, we can foster positive relationships and promote personal development in ourselves and those around us. 5. Direct your focus toward reflective self-examination. Shifting your focus to introspection can be a game changer in how you approach personal growth and your interactions with others. It's natural to want to see positive changes in those around us, but the reality is we have limited control over other people's behavior, getting frustrated or angry because others aren't changing. According to our expectations only leads to more tension and disappointment. Instead of trying to force others to change, redirect your attention to yourself. Consider what virtues you can cultivate within yourself and how you can lead by example. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." Instead of wishing for others to improve, focus on doing the work yourself and embodying the qualities you admire. While it's okay to offer guidance and support to those close to you who genuinely desire growth, recognize that everyone has their own journey to follow. Trying to judge or coerce others into change usually isn't effective and can even damage relationships. Allow people the space to grow at their own pace and in their own way. By turning inward and focusing on your own self-development, you can cultivate a sense of serenity and confidence. When you prioritize manifesting your highest values and virtues, you become less concerned about what others are or aren't doing. As the saying goes, tend your own garden first, and the rest will follow. By nurturing your own growth and leading by example, you inspire others to follow suit in their own time. 6. Embrace a life of simplicity. Embracing a life of simplicity can be a powerful antidote to the never-ending chase for material possessions and status symbols. In today's world, it's easy to get caught up in the desire for bigger houses, fancier cars, and the latest gadgets. But ask yourself, does accumulating all these things truly bring lasting happiness? Take a moment to pause and reflect when you find yourself obsessing over acquiring more stuff. What void are you trying to fill by chasing after these material possessions? Why do you tie your self-worth to appearances and possessions? Instead of seeking fulfillment in external things, strive to live modestly and mindfully. When making purchasing decisions, opt for ethical and durable goods that serve your needs without unnecessary excess. Cultivate pleasures that go beyond material possessions, such as spending time in nature, engaging in meaningful conversations, or diving into a good book. These simple joys often bring more fulfillment than any luxury item ever could. It's also essential to examine the personal cost of prioritizing career ambition and financial gain over deeper values and connections with others. Consumer culture often fuels our ego and distracts us from what truly matters in life. Seneca wisely pointed out that true poverty lies not in having too little, but in constantly craving more. According to Stoic philosophy, true wealth lies in developing wisdom, cultivating virtuous character traits, and embracing a life of service. While financial security is undoubtedly important for easing life stresses, there comes a point where more money no longer translates into greater happiness. Avoid falling into the trap of equating possessions with fulfillment, and instead focus on living a life aligned with your values, contributing to the well-being of others, and realizing your unique gifts and potential. 7. Silent is golden. The value of silence often goes unnoticed in our noisy, fast-paced world. There's wisdom in learning to resist the urge to speak impulsively, and recognizing the power of holding your tongue, especially when speaking out, would do more harm than good. Take a moment to pay attention to those instances when you feel compelled to blurt out whatever comes to mind without a second thought. Instead of acting on impulse, pause and consider carefully whether expressing those thoughts or opinions is truly necessary or beneficial. Sometimes the most constructive choice is to remain silent. It's also essential to be mindful of the quantity of speech, not just the quality. As Epictetus wisely pointed out, we have been given 2 ears and only 1 tongue for a reason, to listen more than we speak. Before communicating, ask yourself a few key questions. Is what I'm about to say true? Is it kind? Is it useful? Will it improve upon silence? If not, it might be best to let the impulse to speak fade away without giving it unnecessary attention. Of course, there are times when speaking up is not only appropriate, but necessary, especially when it involves ethical considerations or fulfilling obligations. However, not every passing thought or idea needs to be shared with the world. Often, the cost of unnecessary speech is needless discord and wasted energy. By practicing mindful silence, you can conserve your mental energy, avoid unnecessary disturbances, and cultivate a greater sense of inner calm and clarity. So, the next time you feel the urge to speak, take a moment to pause, breathe, and consider whether your words are truly worth sharing. 8. Amor fati is a Latin phrase meaning love of fate or love of one's fate. Instead of constantly feeling bitter about circumstances that don't go our way, the Stoics advocate for embracing the present moment and accepting things as they are. When faced with frustrating situations, it's essential to pause and reflect instead of simply complaining or lashing out against reality. Ask yourself sincerely, how can I make the best out of this situation? How can I engage with it constructively rather than resisting what I cannot change? Rather than seeing challenges and limitations as roadblocks, view them as opportunities to practice virtues like courage, wisdom, and justice. For instance, financial hardships might inspire voluntary simplicity, illness could lead to developing fortitude, and betrayal may improve your discernment of allies. As Epicurus wisely advised, don't try to force events to happen according to your desires. Instead, accept them as they unfold. By aligning yourself with reality, you can lead a more fulfilling life. Of course, this doesn't mean sitting idly by in the face of adversity. Take sensible action to improve conditions where possible, but learn to accept what cannot be changed without harboring resentment or self-pity. Maintain a sense of balance and equanimity in facing life's ups and downs, and embrace the full spectrum of experiences with mindfulness and a positive attitude. When you practice amor fati, or the love of fate, you stop fighting against reality and start seeing obstacles as opportunities for growth and learning. It's about accepting life as it comes, both the pleasant and the challenging, and finding peace within yourself regardless of external circumstances. 9. Practice forgiveness towards others. When someone wrongs or harms you, it's natural to feel hurt and angry, but holding on to resentment can end up hurting you more in the long run than the person who wronged you. Seeking justice for legitimate grievances is essential, but harboring a desire for vengeance only keeps you chained to the past. As Nelson Mandela wisely noted, resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing or forgetting the wrongdoing, nor does it require forced reconciliation. Instead, it's about freeing yourself from the burden of bitterness and resentment. It's about wishing well for those who have hurt you, even if from a distance. Remember, hurt people often hurt others, and the person who harmed you may be struggling with their own unresolved issues and flaws. Practicing forgiveness is also about protecting yourself and your well-being. It's about digging beneath the anger to understand the unmet needs causing it, needs like security, respect, or belonging. By nurturing these needs in healthy ways and releasing the grip of rage, you can free yourself from the cycle of hurt and retaliation. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Forgiveness is an act of self-love that breaks the chains of resentment and allows you to move forward with courage and patience. It's about healing your wounds and opening yourself up to the present and future possibilities. 10. Welcome change with open arms. Life is constantly changing. It's the one constant we can rely on. From the smallest moments to life-altering events, impermanence is woven into the fabric of existence. Trying to cling to things as they are or rigidly controlling the course of life only leads to frustration and suffering. Instead, it's crucial to welcome change with open arms. Take a moment to reflect on the reality of life's impermanence deeply. Aging, loss, and eventually death await us all. Relationships evolve, circumstances shift, and the wheel of life keeps turning. Accepting change means flowing with it gracefully rather than resisting it. When you find yourself resisting change or longing for how things used to be, pause and remind yourself that fighting against the fundamental nature of life only brings anxiety and disappointment. Let go of the futile attempt to control what cannot be controlled. After mindfully accepting change, courageously embrace it. Recognize that each transition, no matter how challenging, contains hidden opportunities for growth and transformation. Have faith that closing one door inevitably opens another, leading to new and unforeseen possibilities. While it's important to honor what has passed and grieve losses, don't get stuck in mourning a faded past. Shift your focus to the opportunities and potential in front of you. By embracing life's dynamic nature, you remain flexible and resilient in the face of evolving circumstances. Remember the words of Seneca, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning end." Trust in the natural cycles of life and accept that endings often pave the way for valuable new beginnings. 11. Shift your focus to the aspects within your control. Focus on what you can control. It's like Epictetus once said, "The main job in life is pretty straightforward, to figure out what you can and can't control." When something happens that gets under your skin or leaves you frustrated, take a step back before reacting. Pause, take a few deep breaths, and carefully consider what aspects of the situation you actually have the power to influence versus what's completely out of your hands. Direct your energy towards the things you can control, like your perspective, attitudes, and how you choose to respond. Let go of the urge to control or change things outside of yourself, whether it's other people, events beyond your control, or even dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Trust me, if you keep trying to control what's not yours to control, you're just going to drive yourself crazy. Instead, find peace in accepting the limitations of your own agency. By focusing solely on what's within your power, you free yourself from the constant disappointment of trying to control the uncontrollable. This shift in focus creates space for purposeful action and empowers you to make choices aligned with your values. Sure, it's important to work on improving tough situations when you can, but do so without getting hung up on specific outcomes that rely on factors beyond your control. Your fulfillment ultimately comes from the choices you make and the values you uphold, not from trying to control what's simply not yours to control. 12. Embrace humility in your actions and interactions. It's common to overestimate our own contributions and impact in various situations, but the reality is that many external factors are beyond our control. It's important to catch ourselves when we start taking too much credit for successes, acknowledging the role of luck, assistance from others, and other variables that we can't influence. Similarly, it's crucial not to place all the blame on ourselves when things go wrong. External and internal factors often play a role, and it's unproductive to fall into shame or excessive self-criticism when events don't unfold as expected. As the Stoic Seneca wisely pointed out, our perceptions and judgments are often distorted by biases, and what we perceive as truth may not always be accurate. Maintaining a modest perspective about our importance in the grand scheme of things helps us stay grounded. Individuals come and go, but life continues regardless of our individual actions. Embrace humility in your actions and interactions, recognizing that your part is just one piece of the puzzle. Find peace in living well, rather than seeking recognition or pedestals. Cultivate self-belief that empowers you to take action, but balance it with acceptance when things don't go as planned. Aim to influence what you can control without indulging in self-congratulation when circumstances take a different turn. 13. Find reasons to laugh frequently. Finding reasons to laugh often is crucial. It's about being able to chuckle at life's absurdities, ironies, and frustrations. Those little moments of levity that can bring much-needed perspective and joy, especially during tough times. Look for humor in the simple things, whether it's funny animal videos, witty observations, or sharing jokes with friends. Even in the face of grim circumstances, a good laugh can ease tension and rejuvenate your spirit. Don't underestimate the power of being able to lighten up and not take yourself too seriously. Embracing playfulness and humor taps into your creativity and imagination, helping you find the lighter side of any difficulty. Shared laughter also strengthens social bonds and resilience, reminding us of our shared humanity and bridging differences. Seneca put it beautifully, "If you have a cheerful heart, smile and laugh at everything." Humor has this incredible ability to shrink problems down to size, making them objects of amusement rather than overwhelming seriousness. Of course, acknowledging the depth of life's experiences, including pain, is important. But balancing it with laughter's medicine can lift you from despair and help you bear the unbearable. Laughter truly has healing powers. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. We love to hear from you. Thank you immensely for your support. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected. Keep pursuing wisdom, and let's progress together. Stay safe. Stay stoic.